So, where we left off was here at, just make sure my tool is working. Oh my gosh, and what color am I going to use? Oh, I'll go back to this purple. We left off with this question here. What is 40% of 30? Okay, so I'm going to now erase all of this. I get to see this. Look at that. Look at that. I love it. It's so cute, isn't it? Great big dots flying around, erasing everything that I've done. Oh, look, I made it smaller. Oh, anyway. Okay. And I'll go back to my pencil. And, okay, what is 40% of 30? So hopefully you guys worked on that, and you're waiting now to say, oh, well, if you remember from before, we would take 40% and we would make that a decimal, and that would be 40 or just 0.4, 0.40 or just 0.4. And I'll leave it like that just to make it easier for some of us to think about. And so we would convert that to decimal, and then times of always means times, you know, so that most of the time we're thinking about that. Of is times in these kinds of questions. Word problems generally, something of this is times. So 30 times 30. And because those are zeros, yeah, I'm just going to put a 0 here. And I mean, there's a lot of ways to make this even easier, guys, so feel free to do that, but I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to have the 0 take the space, then I'm just going to do 3 times 0, and that meaning that's a placeholder. 3 times 0 is 0, then 3 times 4 is 12, nice and easy. And then how many places is my decimal? 1, 2 places in, so I'm going to move 1, 2, place my decimal there, which is, you see that? Oh, 12, yay, 12. And okay, so that's one method, and so this is one of our proofs, one of our ways to check. And then I'm gonna look at another way on this side. So if you remember with mental math and moving the decimal, or in this case, we can just take the zeros out. So this would make it even easier with our mental math. And when I use mental math in any of my computations, I want you to look at, I'll do this, which means that we have a mental math method for also doing the problem. And so here comes my mental math, which is that we would do, if we have that 40% times 30, and we would just drop off. We take the percent, move the decimal, the 40% times 30. We would we'd move the decimal in, or take the zeros out. Remember from mental math? So then it just becomes 4 times 3, which is also, oh, nice and easy, 12. Okay, those are really the simplest ways to do it. But today I'm more interested in us learning this cross multiplication technique. So, so that's one check. So we can see we're looking for the number 12. That'll just tell us we're going in the right direction. When we get to our final answer, we've got, because I look at that, I've got 12, so I'm pretty confident that 40% of 30 is 12. But now I'm going to do my cross multiplication. So I'm going back to blue, and I'm going to set it up for cross multiplication into our proportional fractions. So 40% is 40 over, you guessed it, I hope I hear you, 100. Dr. Power, I got that. Because 40% is 40 per 100, okay? And equals, yep, our other proportion, which is a fraction, 30 of 30. But where's the 30 go? Well, it goes in the same place as the 100, because it's out of 30. 30 is 100% in this proportion here. Okay, so it sits right with the 100. And I know I keep saying that, but I'm just, because when we're going to do it, we're going to change it up, and then it's going to be a little confusing. But as we get that, that 30 makes up the full value is at 100% of 30 is 30. So 30 at 100%. So I'm going to line it up, and then I put the n in here because I'm asking what's the amount. 40% is a fraction of 30, isn't it? So that's like a fractional amount of it, in a sense. It's a piece of 30. I want to know what piece 40% makes up of 30. So I'll put that there on top. This is what I'm looking for. So now I'm going to do the cross multiplication. Remember, denominator of the first fraction to the numerator. You might see it differently. Doesn't really matter, but I use this method to keep my math organized, and I suggest that you do the same. So, yep, so I get 100n on that side, cross multiply 30, the denominator to the numerator, woo, that 40 there, to get 40 times 30. Nice and easy, guys, using our mental math skills. We got a 0, 0. I'm going to put the 2 zeros aside. You know, and I can make a little note of it if I want, so I don't forget. And then I can just do the whole numbers, 3 times 4, which is 12. And then I can add back on those zeros to get my answer, 1200. And I can already see, way, this is awesome. Divide both sides by 100. This one's a lot easier than some of the other ones we're going to do, because it's very straightforward. And then I get n equals 12. And I'm going to circle it because it's my answer. And I can see at 12, the number 12 is 40% of 30. I've just answered that question. Take a look at the work that I've put up for you to do, and then you can check to see if you're following the steps. I want you to try to do at least one proof and then the cross multiplication to then double check. So it's check, double check. All right, good luck. I hope you enjoy.